Hey you guys, welcome back to the channel. It's your girl Daniloveely. Okay, but y'all already know it's Monday, so we about to hop into some anime today, okay? But before we go ahead and hop into this video, y'all, like, okay, I am watching Jujutsu Kaisen. And y'all already know this is one of the animes I see my husband watching, you know, because I said he be picking up fire animes. You know, I be watching my little anime shows and I peek over and see what he watching too. And I'm like, ooh, that look good too. Let me add that to my list. Shh, I already told y'all, don't tell him I told y'all that. He be picking up fire shows, okay? Because it might go to his head just a little bit. But anyways, y'all, I'm almost finished watching it, but the show is good. I'm just like, oh, a roster, okay? Like, they got some really good fighters up in there, okay? But anyways, I'm a little annoyed because I generally do not hop on anime shows. I watch a lot of underground anime shows. And and I watch the popular ones too, but I'm typically not one to hop on a popular anime show just because everybody's talking about it. If it has, like, if it looks like it's a good show, everybody's talking about it. Y'all know I like to binge watch anime shows that I feel is worthy of binge watching. That is really good. I mean, just period. Like, I like to binge watch my shows in general. But again, like with the popular ones, like they look really, really good. I kind of want to wait like a long time to watch it, just to see like if they are gonna come out with the season 2 or something like that, or season 3 and all that. I want to wait because I kind of want to like just have a little, you know, a little binge in there. You know, I just want to binge a little bit. You know, like I don't want to watch season 1 and then they get ready to come out with season 2. You know, and then I'm thirsty waiting on season 2. I just rather watch it all together. But yeah, I'm watching the show and it's so freaking good. I'm almost done. Like I only have like 2 more episodes left, but I'm just like, ugh. I hope they come out with a season 2. Like, I hope they're not gonna tell us they're gonna come out with a season 2 and then they end up not coming out with the season 2, or they just don't come out with the season 2s. They say they're not gonna come out with the season 2, and then years later, like, oh my gosh, we have to wait, and then they finally decide to release the season 2. Like, they just cannot just like make more seasons. But yeah, that's that about that. Like, I started watching the show. I knew I should have like waited, but I'm just like, let me go ahead and watch it. Like, I mean, I'm going to watch it now. I'm done watching some of my other shows. Let me check this out. And it's just so freaking good. So I'm just sad because I'm like almost done watching it already. But anyways, the show we are going to get into today, this is basically about a world where the school picks your wife or something like that. It sounds like some arranged marriages going on here. Again, like I told y'all, I watch all type of anime shows, so you know I might check this out and let y'all know how I like it. But yeah, let's go ahead and hop into this video, okay? I know I rambled on long enough. Y'all like, girl, just get to the video, okay? But yeah, let's go ahead and watch it, okay?
This country's boys and girls turn 16, they receive a notification of who their future spouse will be. Those who do not marry their assigned partner suffer severe penalties, and romance with anyone besides your selected mate is forbidden. Because of this policy, the birth rate has stabilized and the children born of such matches have higher average intelligence. The story begins when our protagonist, called Neji, is staring at a girl in class. Her name is Misaki, and we come to discover that Neji has been secretly in love with her for 5 years. A few moments later, a classmate of Neji's reveals that he just got his notification yesterday. However, he says he wants to fall in love and that he would never marry someone the government picked for him. Neji agrees and they all make a pact to never get married. When Neji arrives home, he declares that all he wants is to be in love with Misaki and begins having flashbacks of when they were younger. While eating dinner, Neji's mom reminds him that his birthday is in a couple of days and is excited for him to get his notification. However, Neji is dreading the day as he doesn't want to fall in love.
Imagine the parents being excited. Like, this is weird. Like, this is just crazy. But you know, this is like, I mean, this even happens in society. Like, when we think there's crazy rules in like different areas, countries or whatever, and people just kind of like, you know, get used to it. Like, they just normalize, like, it is what it is. I think this is kind of sad. Like, it's crazy.
With anyone else but Misaki. He decides that he has to tell her how he feels before he gets his partner notification. So the following day at school he approaches her, but the words he wants to say won't come out. However, while she's walking away, He musters up the courage to ask her to meet him after school. While Neji is waiting, he gets the feeling Misaki won't show, but just as he's about to leave, she runs up behind him and grabs his shirt. She apologizes for being late and they sit down on a bench together, where Neji eventually confesses his feelings for her. Misaki begins to cry and reveals that she has liked him all this time too, which comes as a huge surprise to Neji. But nevertheless, he is over the moon and they share a kiss. A few moments later, the clock hits 12 and Neji receives his government notification, stating that his partner in marriage has been decided. Misaki gets upset and runs away. However, Neji chases after her, refusing to let her go as she's the love of his life. The following day, Neji meets his assigned partner, who is a girl called Sanada. Neji gets nervous as he finds her to be very attractive, and the two families get to know each other. However, while everyone is talking, Neji is in a world of his own thinking about Misaki. Sanada angrily ridicules him for having no manners and leaves as Neji isn't paying any attention to her. A few moments later, Neji finds her in a room all by herself and apologizes for being so rude. She accepts his apology and they chat for a while. Neji tells Sanada all about Misaki, and she surprisingly offers to help him figure things out with her. They then agree to go back holding hands in order to fool their parents into thinking they're together. The next day at school, Neji's classmates tell him how lucky he is to get such a cute partner, which reminds him that he agreed to meet her soon. He finds Sanada in the nurse's office, where she reveals that she doesn't fit in with other girls, and is faking being sick to miss class. Neji admits that he's always had a hard time talking to girls, but says with you it's easy, making her blush. After school, Sanada introduces herself to Misaki. They go to a fast food joint.
They thinking they slick. Y'all called that, they called that McDonald's. Y'all, McDonald's, really? Okay. I mean, they got a McDonald's out there for real, so, I mean.
Sanada reveals that she doesn't like Neji, and goes on to ask Misaki how she feels about him. Misaki confesses her feelings for Neji, which makes Sanada say, "It must be wonderful to fall in love with someone." After they leave, Misaki asks Sanada if she would like to meet again, which ends up making her cry as she never had any friends before. A few moments later, Neji lets it slip that he kissed Misaki, but explains that it was before he received his notice. Although to his surprise, Sanada tells him to kiss Misaki again. The next day, Neji goes to Sanada's house and is astonished to see Misaki in her room. Sanada gives them her blessing to kiss, but just before their lips connect, Neji pulls back as he can't bring himself to do it. Before Misaki leaves, she tells Sanada that she wants her to fall in love with Neji, as she's probably not the right girl for him, which comes as a shock to Sanada since Misaki is in love with him. Sanada goes back into her room and tells Neji he must kiss Misaki once a day, which leaves him dumbfounded. At school, Neji wonders if something is going on with Misaki and his classmate Nisaka after noticing them looking at each other strangely. Later, Neji finds Misaki to ask her about Nisaka. However, a teacher comes and Neji pulls her out the way so they are close to each other. Neji thinks about the consequences for being intimate with someone other than his designated partner, but finds it hard to mask his true feelings and they end up kissing. The following day, two people who work for the government go to check on Neji and Sanada's relationship. The woman explains that up to 50% of your personality is determined by your genes, and that all the surveys and tests they undergo determine who their assigned partner will be. So the trick is to select.
So, are they going to school? I mean, are they even learning? Or are they just literally going to school just to, you know, do all these tests to find out who they're compatible with? So, basically, I mean, yeah, this is like arranged marriage. It's like they doing all these tests to find out who they're compatible with, and then they possibly have children, and you know, because they want them to produce, I guess, the best like batch of kids that they can possibly produce. Like, this is just this is crazy, but literally, yeah. You know what? Let's get back to this first. Hold that thought.
Select a partner at the age of 16 before their personality is fully developed. After interviewing Neji and Sanada, they inform them that they're going to Misaki's house next. Neji is afraid she got her marriage notice, but Sanada tells him not to give up just yet. At school, Neji asks Misaki if she has her assigned partner yet. She says yes, and on top of that, They're living together. However, she turns out to be joking with him and explains that the government people only had business with her parents, which Neji is relieved to hear. Misaki then tells Neji that he's the only person who will ever be special to her, and the rest will all be the same, no matter who they are, and they share a heartwarming kiss. While Neji is getting ready for bed, he gets a call from Sanada. She tells him they're going on a camping trip and Misaki is going too, so Neji invites Nisaka to go along with him as he doesn't know how he'll handle both girls by himself. The day arrives and they all take the train together. When they get to the lodge, Nisaka starts preparing food. Meanwhile, Neji goes to check on the girls who are having fun at the lake in their swimsuits. A few moments later, Sanada slips on a rock and injures herself, so Neji kindly carries her back to the lodge where her father treats her injury. Later, Nisaka tells Sanada that Neji is heading for disaster if she continues to let him get closer to Misaki, because of the repercussions from the government. A few days go by and the government call in the new couples to come in for a making love class. They pass rubbers to everyone and show a demonstration of making love. The teacher goes on to say that before language was mastered, making love
Wait, so the whole school was just based off of like, this is just sex school. Like, what? Like, this whole school is just based off of finding your partner, like who they feel you're going to be the most compatible with and produce the best batch of children that you can together, just intelligently and all type of stuff. Physicality, I guess, like, you know, like when it comes to them being able to do, comes to sports, all that, you know, I'm assuming. And they just teaching them, you know, how to do that thing too, to have these babies in this school. What is going on in this anime show? Like, the whole, are they learning? Are y'all learning any real life skills outside of marriage, love, sex, marriage, and kids? Like, this is crazy. Like, could y'all even imagine like this being a thing like in real life? Honestly, this world is so freaking crazy. I can't. Like, I'm not even gonna lie. Like, this world is so crazy. You literally cannot put nothing past you. Yeah.
Primitive of communication.
Anything is possible.
She then goes on to say that everybody is tasked to make love, and the couples who don't will be penalized. When the time comes, Neji comes up with a plan to pretend to do it, which ends up being extremely awkward and weird. After, Sanada tells Neji that she's scared to have him touch her and wants him to keep his distance for a while, as she isn't feeling like herself. On the other hand, Misaki admits...
What? Wait a minute. And then they're encouraging these kids to do that thing, do the thing, you know, do it. And how old are they? I mean, generally at this age, you don't want your kids, you know, doing those activities, but at some point, if they really want to, if you're not around, you know, and they hormones right on, they can still end up doing it, you know, but they're encouraging them, like, it's starting them off young, like, you know, this is who you get married to. I mean, I guess they like, I mean, this is who you're going to be with anyways. This is who we've chosen for you to be with. So you might as well. I mean, if you end up having a baby with them, it's whatever. Y'all get married anyways. Y'all life is decided. Like, this is it. Like, go ahead and start now. Like, okay.
To herself that she hates seeing Neji with Sanada, but doesn't want to say anything as she's afraid that they might realize they're in love. The next day, it is announced there is going to be a school play. They will be doing Romeo and Juliet with Nisaka and Misaki playing the main roles. Neji offers to help Misaki with her lines, and while they're walking together she asks Neji if he's in love with Sanada. He says no and goes on to say, "I'm in love with you." Misaki has a moment and tells Neji she's thinking about ending it all, to which Neji responds why. And she goes on to say, "Because I'm not your assigned partner," explaining that she falls in love with him more and more every day, even though she knows there's no hope for them. The day of the festival arrives and Sanada came all the way to see the play, which ends up going amazing, after Neji is approached by a mysterious girl, who all in all reveals to him that Misaki is his true destined partner. Neji then notices Sanada standing close by with a shocked look on her face, as she happened to hear everything. She asks him if their pairing was a mistake, to which Neji says no as he doesn't want to hurt her feelings. A while later, they find Misaki and tell her how good she was in the play. Nisaka comes along and informs Neji that he needs him to fill his cousin's place at a wedding, and to think of it as paying him back for the camping trip. Neji agrees to go along with him, and when the day comes, Sanada and Misaki join them too. After the ceremony, Neji finds Misaki crying alone. She pours her heart out saying, "I don't care if it's a lie. Tell me you love me," making Neji lose control and kiss her. At night, Sanada tells Neji that he should choose to marry Misaki, and explains that their love changed her life drastically for the better, as now she has more friends. She also informs Neji that she found a way to get out of a match peacefully. All they would have to do is lie to their ministry person and tell them that they aren't getting along, that a match between them would never work. The next day, Neji tells Misaka that he doesn't know what to do, as he loves both Misaki and Sanada. Misaka tells him
so he was lying to old girl. So you really fell in love with both of them. Like, I mean, you spending time with that other girl too, but they say you can fall in love with like multiple people or something like that at one time. What y'all think about that? Y'all let me know how y'all feel about that. Cause all I know is I ain't sharing. So yeah, no. You better decide.
they really love him. He can make them both happy, and so he sprints off to find the girls. Meanwhile, Misaki and Sanada are getting ready for a bridal shoot. While they're taking pictures, Neji bursts through the doors and confesses his love for them both. And there, they decide to love and lie for each other in order to keep everyone happy. And the anime ends here. Thanks for watching.
What? That was quick. I mean, I can still watch the show. They basically, you know, like told us what's gonna happen. But again, like, yeah, y'all let me know what y'all feel about this. Like, they say you can fall in love with multiple people at once. I mean, it's a lot of people in the world, so I mean, I'm sure it's like highly likely, like, especially if you spending like a significant amount of time with like with these, you know, people and stuff like that. Yeah, like I said, I mean, I don't know about y'all, but no, I'm not sharing. Like, I don't know how people be in these marriages with like multiple wives and husbands and stuff like that. I mean, I don't know how y'all do it, but not me. No. And I know for sure, like my husband, like y'all, he is not sharing. Like that's just, yeah, no, he's not going for that. Like people typically, I feel like most people like typically are not going for that. Like humans, we're like selfish creatures. Like, no, like we want you all to ourselves. Like, what do you think that is? And then also too, though, not even that though, you can be risking like obviously like diseases, all type of stuff. Cause like, what if the other person like in this marriage is stepping out and then they said they didn't fell in love with somebody else too? Like, there's just a whole bunch of going on there. But yeah, thank you guys for watching. I might check this show out and come back and let you guys know what I feel about it. I don't know yet, I haven't decided. But yeah, you guys already know we're gonna see each other again tomorrow. So you guys get ready for the scary video that we will be watching for tomorrow, okay? Bye.